Okay, well, thank you. Welcome everyone once again. My name is Gabriel Sanco. I'm going to be your host today. As I said, I'm founder of Urano Capital and Mobile Your Life, involved in deep tech, renewable energy, and blockchain, investing, advising, and publishing research papers. And today I'm glad to present Brazil and Colombian startups. As John said, it's a huge market with a lot of potential. And so let's get started. Just to remind you, you have just 3 minutes to present the startup and then 3 minutes for the Q&A for the judges. So, you know, if I interrupt you, it's because of that, of the time, no? So we're going to start with Camilo Ramos, CEO of Siembraco. Welcome, Camilo. You can present yourself and your startup.
Thank you very much. Good morning. I am Camilo Ramos, co-founder of Siembraco. Siembraco is a digital platform in which you can plan virtually. And Siembraco, we founded Siembraco because we saw that when small-scale farmers sell this hectare of melon, receive around $10,000, while the final consumer pay around $42,000 by the same product. It means that 320% of what the farmer receives stay in the traditional distribution chain. Our solution is very simple: a digital platform that serves as a bridge and connect directly farmers with consumers from planting until delivery. Thus, we maximize the benefits for both parties. But how does it work? Let me show you. For example, you have a restaurant and you need tomatoes. At Siembraco.com, you create your own crop virtually. We assign your virtual crop to our associated farmers who make it real. And we give all the support, we technify the crops, and we give all the resources to our farmers, financing at 0%. When the harvest is ready, it goes directly to your warehouse with all the traceability and the real origin of your products. We use technology to control and verify the good agricultural practice in real time. We use satellite image and multispectral image to identify opportunity of saving water input or also to reduce the risk of the crops. Like we do all the traceability, our customers can show to their customers the real origin of their fruits and vegetables. So the traceability, it's important and give value to our customers because they show what they are doing by the field in Colombia. Our customers have benefits to plan virtually because they have control of their fruits and vegetables. They have stability in the price, traceability from planting until delivery, environmental care, and social responsibility. And we are a real solution for farmers because we give them training, we technify the crops, we guarantee fixed income without uncertainty, access to fair market, and financing at 0%. We connect them with opportunities. And our business model is very simple. We are a digital platform that serves as a bridge between customers and farmers. We sell to plan. We take a fee on each planting transaction that allows us at 21% of gross margin, and we increase the incomes of our farmers from 70%. In the last 18 months, we have sold 1.5 million virtual plants that correspond to sell $220,000. And in our local market is $18 billion. And we have a strategy to serve 550 restaurants, 125 food processing companies, and 89 retails. Thank you by your time. We are a business solution for a social problem.
Thank you very much, Camilo. Right on time. I opened the space for the judges. Do you have any questions? Go ahead. Feel free to ask Camilo. Just in case we don't have any questions, we can continue, right? Just I will give you a few more.
I mean, I raised my hand, so.
Yeah, I didn't see you, Peter. Go ahead.
No problem. Yeah, great presentation. Can you talk much more about your plans for expansion? So, what are your current customers? What are your current traction, and where you plan to expand?
Thank you. Yes, we are focused on B2B market. We have 4 segments, and we structure our technology to be scalable. So we project to replicate our model in other countries like Colombia that has a similar challenge in the sector, in agriculture. So we have a plan to expansion our solution and to give more opportunities, generate more impact in other regions.
So where is your next region?
Our next country will be Guatemala, due to their
Okay.
geographical position and because they have similar challenge like Colombia. And it will be probably in 2 months we are going to start in there.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Peter. Camilo, any other judge that wants to ask some question? We still have some time. Right, okay, so we can move forward with the next startup, and the next one would be for Fresco Labs. Mauricio Rec, if you are here, feel free to introduce yourself and present.
Okay, I'm gonna fill up for Mauricio today.
Okay, go ahead.
Right. Hi everyone, I'm Marco Boreto, I'm from Brazil, and we are Fresco Labs. In 2020, Brazil produced more than 3 million tons of food, but we still live in a country that 50% of the population doesn't know if they're going to have food on the next day. This problem, of course, not only happening in Brazil. 1/3 of all food produced for human consumption is wasted globally. These amounts were approximately $1 trillion per year. Brazilian supermarkets waste annually almost $2 billion worth of food. 80% of this value is only in perishables, and these values grow 5 times larger in Europe and 10 times larger in US. The big problem is happening on fresh foods, is where they are wasted 4 times more, and we have up to 35% on lost revenue. The big question is, why are they wasting that much? Managing fresh food is challenging. You don't know the shelf life, there are no barcodes or expiration dates, and they're all sold by weight. And current technology is built for standardized products, meaning non-fresh foods. And when these solutions face the complexity of fresh foods, they just don't work. We have a solution for this problem. We designed an AI algorithm that helps fresh food retailers to reduce waste and stock out by ordering right. Our solution combines demand prediction and market simulation, allowing for more precise purchases with minimum waste and maximum profit. What we do is to tell them how much and when to buy their products. Our main competitive advantage is that we collect not only internal data, but also external data, such as the price of the product on the distributor and future data, such as weather forecasts. By analyzing all this data, our algorithms find the optimal point between the trade-off of reducing waste and avoiding stockouts. And they are all integrated via APIs. Our pilot on fresh foods already show outstanding results. While reducing 64% of waste and 57% of stockout, the profit was raised to more than 100%. We are offering a subscription model that charges 0.07% on total revenue with a minimum ticket of $1,000 per store. On our 3-year plan, we aim to reach 1,000 stores and over $9 million worth of revenue. We featured in a big media channels here in Brazil and also abroad. And right now, we are running pilots and integrations with 5 food chains in Brazil, one being the largest food retailer and the other the largest in number of stores. We've been incorporated a few months ago and we are already looking for investment. And of course, that only happens because we put the right people in the business. There's a lot of technical experience, masters, PhD, international experience, and heavyweight mentors that have been helping us along the way. We are Fresco Labs, be smart, order right, and come join us in building a fresher future. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Great presentation. Any questions on the judges' side? Feel free to unmute your mic.
Maybe if you can talk about a little bit about your client or your like how is that part of your in this moment? Oh.
Okay, right now we are targeting supermarket stores, and we can go since from the small stores to the big food chains, given to our um, uh, model of cost. And but on future, we plan to aim on restaurants, hotels, pharmacies, basically every business that have perishable products.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Peter. You can ask.
Yeah, so is your solution directly connecting your clients to the suppliers? And that's how it's controlled?
No, oh, excuse me. No, we actually works as a part of the process of buying. We give the client the right amount and the time that they have to buy their products, and we actually don't operate the buying itself, but we just deliver the information, and they follow our recommendation and do the buying or not.
Okay, so you have a customers in Brazil. What is your next targets? You wanna go to US, Walmarts, and these type of large chains, or what is your expansion strategy?
We're planning to open an office in US and start our sales there, since we've seen that they have the larger volume of waste, and we think operating there will bring us a lot of revenue and opportunities, of course.
I have
Do you
a
have
question.
any clients in US yet?
Not yet. Right now
Okay.
we are only operating in Brazil.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Can I ask?
Sure, go ahead. You have
Yeah.
1
Thank
minute.
you. What's the long term of your product? I mean, are you planning to decrease product waste in supermarkets? Maybe I just seen some models in Europe for swaps of products with sooner expiration. So just allow to decrease costs on product waste, as well as provide customers fresh products for cheaper price. What's the long term of your product?
Well, the long term on our product is to be fully integrated on the supermarket and be automated with the buying process. And once we are fully integrated and automated, we can actually do the purchase alone automatically too. Not only provide the value of the amount of the product, but also do the buy itself.
All right. Thank you. We ran out of time. We have to continue to the next startup. I hope that answers your question. And let's move forward with Era, the founder, Michael Marquez. If you are here, feel free to introduce yourself.
Mike, still from Era, just presenting. Oops, put it out. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, perfect.
In a world that we have so many nice startups with nice technology that getting a lot of money on their business, on the second day, they have to sell their products in Brazil. And that's exactly what Era does. We sell global solutions in Brazil. We are most of them on the pre-sales. We're a SaaS. We charge $2,000 a month of minimum currency is 12 months. We're a startup born in 2019. And in 3 years, we have done so many results. Some of our numbers, $240,000, 2021. On the last 12 months, we already made $500,000. And for 2002, we plan to make $1.2 million on our own business bootstrap. We just got a small angel investments on the beginning. On last year, we have 5 countries, but right now we're operating with over 12 international companies in 12 countries that are interesting to sell in Brazil. Right now we have 47 people on our team, right? It's myself, all with over 15 years in experience on sales, globally, and my partner, my CTO, is a really expert on tech. So what's the problem we're trying to fixing? International problems that need to sell and sell fast in Brazil. So that's exactly what we do. We do this in pretty fast solution. You have a solution that's simple, that's fast. One can operate your own team with a lot of problems with tech combined with solutions and face all the challenges that international expand meets. Why us? Diversity, great results. Last month, we sell just for some total our customers around $1.1 million. So we are really sell solutions, right? Some of our competitors are huge competitors like Mod Squad, United States, Research Edge, United States, Science. So we have a global companies doing that. We see that we have a huge business in front of us. We're a pretty profitable company. We're already staying on our own. So we're a pretty mature company. We can really prove that we are saying, right? Some of our customers, we have customers right nowadays. Century in Poland, between top startups, Data Stacks is a stock exchange listed company, right? And so many more. Nowadays, we have 21 global companies. Perfect. Some of our numbers, we have planned to, by end of 2023, have 100 companies. Something important to say about us, we're a scale-up endeavor. We're between the top startups in Brazil. Last year, we represented Brazil on the Web Summit as a top solution in Brazil for global markets. So between are the top companies in Brazil. Right now, we are rising investments. We're asking for $2 million for 12% equity. With this plan, we plan to arrive to 100 position in 18 months, right? With a total revenue of 3 million ARR. Where we put money on gap, on sales growth, our planning is expanding to Canada because right now we're a global company, but only with a local office in Brazil. We see that's a huge market in front of us and we plan to start by Canada. That's exactly what we're asking.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Mike, for the presentation. Judges, feel free to ask any question.
What's the technology inside?
Go ahead, Peter. Yeah.
Was somebody asking question or can I ask?
Go ahead, Peter. Yeah.
Okay. Why Canada?
Because we know that United States is a huge market, but we know it's not so easy to play there. So we're planning for easy entries to the United States markets, North American markets is Canada. We really strongly believe that is the easiest way to go into North American markets.
Okay, Canada is not really a large market. I'm a Canadian, so that's why I'm asking. Okay.
Perfect. All right. Great representation, Mike. Congrats. Let's continue. If there are no more questions from judges, let's move forward with the next startup, which is Lucky Tech. Joel de Oliveira, feel free to present.
Hello, everyone. How are you? I'm gonna share here my. Let's see here. Let's share my screen. Share presentation. Can you say me if it's already there?
Yep.
Perfect. And it's passing.
Yes.
Okay. Guys, I'm Joel, and I was a executive in other companies, and after losing my son to cancer, I launched Lucky Tech. That's a good goal. That is to reduce the mortality rate of children undergoing cancer treatment. The scenario that we have here is the childhood cancers from 0 to 19 years old. It's 8,500 new cases per year just in Brazil, 360,000 cases in the world yearly. It's gonna be 6,000 monthly the cost per child in Brazil only. The other part of the scenario is that the treatment itself cause a low immunity. This is the name of this is neutropenia. The ideal time to react to any intercurrence, for example, fever, is 2 hours, and otherwise increase rapidly the urgency of the problem. And it's a global problem. The treatment and the reactions are the same in Brasilia, in Stockholm, Sydney, Johannesburg, and Denver, for example. Speed then save lives. What is our solution? We deliver a wearable that is like this, that we stick on the armpit of the child and send the information of the vital signs to responsibles, to doctors and nurses, and a dashboard in the hospital. Like this, the parents, the clinical staff, and also a dashboard that shows as well the location of the child, sending them or showing them the fast way to go to the hospital, for example. It's a business-to-business model. It's a monthly fee, and the focus is hospital, clinics, and healthcare brokers or insurance plans. What we expect, the reduction of mortality, improve the quality of life during the treatment, and reduction of treatment costs, because if you bring the patient before becomes the urgent, you do not have to go to an intensive care treatment. The founders is me, engineer, 50 years, and William, he's business administrative and 40 years old. The next steps are a clinical trial, 200 kids, adults and kids, 3 hospital, 1 year monitoring, and Anvisa, that is the FDA in Brazil. There are some companies that help us during this process. I say Embraer, AWS, and Scapa as the main. Join us and let us help children undergoing cancer treatment. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Joel. Great presentation. Any judges, Peter, any other one who would like to ask something? Feel free.
Yeah, can I ask? Thank you. Sure. Thank you for the great presentation. Regarding solution, what type of data do you process? How it works?
Great. Today, the wearable is prepared for 5 vital signs. However, we are doing only temperature and location, right? Only the temperature and also the location of the person. But the roadmap says to us that is going to be heart rate, and also we call is impedance, respiratory impedance, that is a sphenoid sign, you know, and then you can measure this amplitude, right?
Is this critical data to prevent or maybe to make a signal that the child need help?
Oh man, great question. Yes, it's, if you ask to any doctor, you're gonna see that temperature is the main alert from our body to say that there is an infection, for example. And then if there is an infection with a person that is on cancer treatment, it's a disaster. And then you have to come to the hospital immediately. They call this golden hour. If you can be there in 2 hours, you can save the person. Otherwise, you're gonna intensive care, you know? Did I answer your question?
Well, yeah. What's the difference between, sorry for more questions. If,
no
for example, there's many competitors for cheap, affordable smartwatches who can also track temperature as well. Well,
yes, great. They only show, for example, to the user or to another person. What we do, it's a complete environment, saying the vital sign of the data of the child to the responsibles, to the doctors and also to a dashboard in the hospital saying, where is the kid, for example, and there's an alarm if there is something. This complex is the innovative thing, you know, it's not the wearable or the cloud or the applicative, it's everything together for a goal, right?
Got it. Thank you.
Thank you, Joel. All right, Peter, we ran out of time, and Nicolas, let's move forward to the next startup. Apologize for that.
You can call me anyway.
Yeah, feel free to continue the conversation in the chat, and
Okay.
just to remind all judges to vote on your personal link in the meantime, and also if there are any other judge who joined late and wants to introduce yourself, you have a few minutes if you like. Right now. Otherwise, we can move forward with Monabit Sas. Please kindly introduce yourself. Yeah, let's check if Monabit Sas is here with us and can present right now.
Thank
Diego.
you. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Can you?
Yes, go ahead. Now the next startup would be Diego Alejandro Osuna with Monabit. If it's here, please kindly introduce. Otherwise, let's wait for him and let's continue to next startup would be Hunter, Axel Trujillo in the meantime. Thank you.
Guys.
Hi.
Can you guys see my screen now?
Yeah, perfect. Perfect.
Great.
Go ahead.
Okay, so Hunter is a marketplace created especially and designed for creative freelancers. And we made it really easy. So let's do a quick exercise here. So let's meet John. He's just graduated as a graphic designer. And after the pandemic, he decided he doesn't want to work in an office, so he wants to be a freelancer. Unfortunately, freelancer platforms, they use ranking and rating systems. So for a new member, it will be really hard to get any work. And on the other side, let's meet Steve. He owns a small business. He doesn't need a full-time graphic designer. He needs projects from time to time. And when he decides to post a project on current platforms, unfortunately, around 80% of the projects that of the proposals that he gets for freelancers are a waste of time. And also, these platforms are not very visual for him, so it gets really hard, like, to find the perfect freelancer for his projects. That's why we decided to create Hunter. Hunter is basically like the Tinder for creative freelancers. We focus on talent rather than ratings or rankings. Clients focus on very visual portfolios, like you can see here, while freelancers focus on the brief and the important information from the projects from the client. They match, they connect, and work gets done. If you guys are familiar with Tinder app, in order to chat between users, they need to have a connection and common interest. So that's what we're doing here with Hunter. We're very visual. That's why we only focus on creative freelancers. Overall market, there are 1.2 billion freelancers around the world, and this just keep growing after the pandemic. Progress today, we launched an MVP for the freelancers 2 months ago, and we already have around 1,200 freelancers with accounts created. Most of them have portfolios on it. And we keep it real, we keep it honest. There's no revenue yet. And why is that? Because we literally just launched the full app 2 weeks ago, and we are starting to connect the clients with the freelancers. And for the monetization, for every project that these two users decide to work together, we're going to take a 10% commission every time they start a project. And the team is me and Christian. I have over 10 years of experience as a creative freelancer, so I know all the insights and out of this business. And also Christian has been doing this as a freelancer for 10 years. If you guys want to contact me, here's my email. And if there are any questions?
Great, thank you very much. If judges have any questions, feel free right now. We have a few minutes to ask. Right. Any questions from judges, please unmute the mic. Okay. Also want to remind any new judges that joined recently, also feel free to introduce yourself right now, and also remember to vote on the link. Let's see. If there are not any questions, then let's move forward with next one. We have right now our friend of Fabic. Feel free to introduce yourself.
Hey guys, nice to meet you. My name is Felipe Novoa from Bogota, Colombia. And everything started when I was 12 years old. I'm the oldest brother of 4. And I asked my father to buy me the $40 jeans that my friends used to wear. And he told me the wisest words ever: Felipe, work for them. So keeping that in mind, I started my life as an entrepreneur when I was 12 years old, creating a venture of compost, then a cattle, then I used to produce milk and yogurt and selling those products to people. After that, I created the first relaxing drink in Colombia. I got the registered trademark in 34 countries. I was nominated of Entrepreneur of the Year in Colombia. And 10 years later, selling those products, I went bankrupt in Colombia. I sold the brand to the 4 biggest beverage company in Mexico. So that's a little bit my story as an entrepreneur. And 2 years ago, I was in a taxi with Maria Manotas, an influencer in Colombia. And I asked her, hey, Maria, what's your biggest dream? And she told me, Felipe, my biggest dream is to create my own brand, but I have no idea how to do it. I don't know how to create a brand. I don't know how to create a product or to run a company. So I went to I did my own research, and I found that there are 50 million influencers around the world, and they dream about creating their own brands, but they have no idea how to do it. So with that in mind, I decided to create Fabic as the #1 factory of digital brands, partnering up with influencers. So I'm going to share you my screen. So it's here. So basically, what we do is we tell the influencer, you focus on create, and we do the rest. We are a team of 3 founders, more than 14 years experience in Kimberly-Clark, creating startups, e-commerces. We are a SaaS model, so we charge a take rate and a fee of each influencer. This is a look and feel of our platform. We have 4 brands on air, 30 million followers with our influencers. Our time to market is 3 months. We have already GMV of $1 million in 18 months. It's a huge market of more than $100 billion in LATAM. There are 26 million influencers in America, and we are building up like Kylie Jenner brand or Luisito Comunica brand. And we already have raised more than $3.6 million with main venture capitals funds around LATAM. And our main dream is to become the influencers became influpreneurs. We are creating the #1 factory of digital brands in America.
Great presentation. Thank you very much. Any questions from judges? Feel free right now. Or raise your hand, or you can unmute the mic, and also remember to...
I have a question, actually. This is Maran from Expert Dojo based in California. I wanted to know what size of influencers are you targeting, and among the influencers that you are broadening, how many of them are mega, how many of them are macro? So it kind of give us, scale of the influencers. Thank you.
Yeah, that's a great question. we are not focusing on influencers like Maluma or Nick Jam or big stars. We are just focusing on real creators, influencers around 100,000 followers or even 50,000 followers to 3, 4, or 5 million followers. And the reason is that Maria Manotas is 500,000 followers, right? And our brand, Everyday Love, a personal care shampoo, conditioner, products, this brand represents to her the 40% of her monthly income. That's huge, right? So that's why we are focusing on that kind of creators, like the long tail.
And then you are acting more like a consultant, or you're acting more, is it the software that it's doing it? Because is it more like a consultancy that they come to you and they take over, you take over all the process of onboarding and helping the company to launch sunglasses X, Y, Z, or are you more on kind of, can you explain the logistics of it, how you do that?
Yeah, sure. We are not consultants because that's not scalable, right? So what we do is we are building up this platform, and it's like a software as a service, or we call it brands as a service. So what we are building up is like the weeks for influencers to create their own brands, like a self-service or to create and operate their own brands, right? So basically, yeah, we give the influencer the tools to develop, to create and operate the brands, but we are the one-stop shop for them, but there is a self-service model.
All right. Thank you. Very clear. Yeah, let's move forward with the next startup is iFriend. Please introduce yourself.
Hi, guys. One moment, please.
Welcome. Leonardo, right? Yeah.
Okay. Can you see my?
Yes. All good.
Perfect. My name is Leonardo. I'm CEO and co-founder at iFriend. Imagine travel to any destination in the world with a local guide who speaks your language, or take a private tour with itinerary tailored to your interest, and still find tickets to the main tourist attractions in your city in one single place. By the iFriend, you can find all this and many more, because the iFriend is a global marketplace that makes it possible to find locals and tourist recipients in 150 countries in more than 1,600 cities in the world, offering unique tourist experience. This way, we solve the main pain of travelers, from insecurity, from the absence of a travel company, difficult with a local language. Just 1% of tourists speaks a second language, the lack of time and knowledge to prepare a travel itinerary, and in the pitfalls of the mass tours. And why? Oh, wait. And why tours matters, and why invest in tours? I will mention two main reasons. One, tourism has an economic importance in GDP of the main countries in the world. In some nations, represent 40% of the country's economy. Two, because tourism is the largest employer in the world. 1 in 10 people work directly or indirectly in the sector. And why the tours and activities segment? First, it is the fastest growing segment in the tourism industry, around 90% per year. Second, it already moves a market of $250 billion. And the main point is a market that is not consolidated, with few competitors in the world. In addition, it is a market in the process of digitalization, with only 20% of tours and activities being sold online. The three main players in the sector hold 8% of sales. the American Viator, the German Getter Guide, and the Asian Club. All these already become unicorns. However, but are focused on the markets of origin, with a great opportunity in the Brazilian and Latin American markets. Our business model, like the other marketplace platforms, we monetize of each transaction. Our focus is on B2B2C market. We have in our base more than 1,300 small and medium-sized agents. Since we started the operation, we already had more than 3,000 reservations in 73 countries, and we have maintained on average rating of 4.9 in reviews. We have been growing on average of 42% since October of 2021, with the reopening of tourism, with sales of 1 million reais in 2022. Our senior leadership has 6 professionals, and the main characteristics of our team is a good academic background, multidisciplinary skills, and extensive experience in the private market in areas like online retail, commercial, financial, digital market, and technological development. Execution capacity is our main differential, and everything we have been doing has been in-house. Finished. We have already had several recognitions, including we participate in 2 international accelerated programs: Discovery's program, promoted by Fábrica de Startups, the largest accelerator in Portugal, and the Jesuit Path Smart Challenge program, promoted by the WIDA in the Spain. We are elected one of the 10 most innovative tourism startups in Brazil, and we took first place in Acelera Startup Challenge. We are members of Aqualua, incubator of the Globalia Group, and finally, we are selected one of the 100 most promising startups in the world. We are seeking $1 million in this round and offering 10% of the company. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Leonardo. Great presentation. We have a small space for judges to ask. Gallo, go ahead. Welcome.
Thank you, Gabriel. Appreciate it. Sorry for interrupting so late. You know, I was busy at work, so I tried to find a bit more time. Nevertheless, here I am.
Feel free to introduce as well. Yeah, go ahead.
Of course, I'm going to do it after this presentation. Great presentation, interesting project. Can you discuss with us a bit about your traction, current traction, and about financial forecast as well?
Okay. Sorry so much for my English.
No worries. It's only important that you have interesting project and the numbers are speaking for itself.
The iFriend solution we build it to help people that don't speak the second language in your travels. And I have this pen. Well, since October 2021, the tourism are reopened in the world, especially for Brazilians. And after this, we reopen the growing month of month. And now we have grown 42% per month. All the month we have growing in the median in this last 8 months. In this year, 2022, our sales now in 1 million reais, maybe $200,000 in sales.
Thank you very much. Yes.
I believe until the finish of this year, our sales will be in maybe 3 million reais.
Okay, I understand now the growth of your I mean the volume of your growth. So thank you very much for your answer and clarifying things. Good luck.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, Gaio. And also, if you can take just one extra minute to introduce yourself as a judge, we have still a few minutes.
Absolutely. Thank you for inviting me, Gabriel. It's a pleasure being here among so many familiar faces, successful principal of venture studios and VC funds. So as far as me, I am a keen entrepreneur. In the past couple of years, mostly working as a financial analyst, and of course, moving in that career to the finance executive positions. I was working mostly in the past 11 years on senior analytics and business transformation roles, mostly working on financial management and administration, as well as operations management within startups, SMB organizations. Generally, my focus is development and managing technology and manufacturing company with an expertise in operational performance analysis, optimization, and management of international tax credits. So additionally, I help investors to open and establish foreign subsidiaries and branches in the region of Southeast and Eastern Europe. So I'm really knowledgeable about various markets of Central, Eastern, and Southeast Europe, especially of agribusiness, FMCG, information and communication technology, telco, as well as textile industry. So as far as my current employment, I'm a CFO Fashion Union, which is a startup turned corporate. We're a clothing manufacturer specialized in the production of light knitwear. And here I'm not in the name of my company. I generally represent a group of small investors from Balkans, mostly from Serbia, Montenegro, and Croatia, who are keen, aside of their investments in shares and bonds and cryptocurrency, they are also keen to invest in any tech startup, aside from fintech, health tech, deep tech, and so on. And of course, industry agnostics are also of our interest. So I'm really looking forward to the event and to see who the winner is going to be. Thank you, Gabriel, once more.
Yeah, thank you, Guy. You're welcome once again. And also, before continuing, just remember to vote in the link, all judges. And we have now, the next startup would be Carried. Feel free to introduce.
Hi, guys. Can you hear me now?
Perfect.
Okay, so great to be here. Thank you for the invitation. My name is Daniel Cuervo. I am CEO and founder at Carrot. And basically, we're a tech-enabled last-mile delivery company that targets underserved traditional industries in Latin America. Last-mile deliveries represent 54% of the entire supply chain cost for companies that do secondary distribution, mainly because of inefficiencies in the route planning process. And the reason this happens is because 99% of all traditional transportation companies do not use any software to plan their logistics, and therefore they seek profitability by sub-hiring independent transporters that represent 62% of the entire cargo fleet and are responsible for 25% of the carbon footprint in the region. This is why we have made it our mission at Carrot to provide cost-efficient, sustainable last-mile deliveries in Latin America, and we do it by empowering these independent drivers with our route optimization technology. We're basically focused in Colombia, Mexico, and Brazil, who represent 65% of the GDP of the region and a $5 billion market growing at a 15% annual rate. And we focused in two industries: CPGs that need to deliver to over 2.5 million little stores every day, that represent 60% of their sales, and catalog sales companies that need to deliver to independent resellers for over 40 million every 15 days. And what is it that we do for them? We integrate into their value chain with our technology and provide them cost-efficient and very good service-efficient logistics. And we do it because our technology allows us to be 35% more efficient, be easy to use, have real-time visibility, and be able to do all the process with our drivers. But our technology also allows us to provide short-term and long-term, very good sustainable barriers. We basically are comply with legal requirements of a B2B corporate client, target 2 traditional industries that represent 90% of the deliveries. With a route optimization technology, we have the possibility to have positive unit economics and very good driver engagement. And with our consolidation of strategy, we are enhancing our geographical reach and trying to reach the SMB market. In the past 15 months, we have been able to scale the company to a $10 million in annual recurrent revenue, been able to close our seed run for 900,000 and be recognized by various partners. And the reason that we're doing it is because we're able to increase our North-South metric to 290,000 deliveries. We aim to become the largest last mile delivery company in Latin America, focusing on growing the consolidation hubs to over 1,000 and expanding to reach over 85% of the country of these 3 countries. We have a team of over 70 people led by us 6 with over 75 years of experience that combine software development, business development, operations. And this is why we're raising a $6 million round to be able to enhance our consolidation hub and to expand into Brazil. It would be great to have you as part of our investors. I will be in 2 weeks in California, so if anybody of the judges want to meet there, I would be glad for me to be there with you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Daniel. Great presentation. Judges, feel free to ask any questions or mute the mic.
Maybe just I was wondering about the competitors in the market. How about that?
Okay, thank you very much. I know that LogTech is a right now you consider it very competitive market. However, when we analyze the big ones in Latin America, 99 Minutes, Chasqui, the ones, they're always focusing in the e-commerce market, which is growing, but still represents only 10% of the retail space. We're not doing that. We're focused on CPGs and catalog sales companies. And this is why we are covering 90% of the deliveries with a technology that is able to handle the complexity of the logistics models in these spaces, and also with a network we're Uberizing like the independent consultants of Natura or of Leonisa or of Nopni Life. And by doing that, we're able to cover 85% of the countries, which nobody else is doing.
Okay, thank you.
So I have a question. So we are investor in Eval Robotics. It's a drone delivery company, which right now operating in MENA region. So how you can compete work with the market adoption of drone delivery?
A very, very good question. We have also been able to explore partnering with other drone delivery. We see that drone delivery in Latin America is a very good space to be able to cover what we call the middle mile logistics, which is basically going in from a big distribution center into a consolidation hub strategy. The last mile, which represents going from that consolidation hub or transit point into the end user, still is very complex doing the drone delivery. So we're partnering here with a company called Orchid in Colombia, which is basically doing the drone delivery and being able to explore some improvements in costs by joining with them.
Thank you.
Great, thank you. Any other questions? We have a few minutes, 1 more minute. If not, then thank you, Daniel, sorry, congrats. Let's continue to the last one of today, which is Telavita.
Excellent. Hello, everyone. My name is Andy Bucas, and I'm here to tell you a little bit more about Telavita, Brazil's leading provider of corporate mental health programs for health insurers and employers. Alongside my co-founders, Lucas and Mileni, we built Telavita over the last 4 years to democratize access to mental health across Latin America, starting out with Brazil. The problem that Telavita is solving is the extremely high costs associated with mental disorders due to productivity losses, absenteeism, turnover. And this number is estimated around $200 billion per year across Latin America. And this number is expected to continue to increase due to the pandemic and due to other dynamics over the last few years. Employers have a very limited number of options to support their employees with mental disorders and challenges. For example, health insurance, employee assistance programs, or employee benefits. However, Telavita offers something different, preventative programs, which are able to attend cases with low acuity, all the way up to very high severe cases, with much higher engagement rates and with a measurable and provable return on investment of 3 to 4. Looking at our traction, we have been expanding partially due to the pandemic, partially independently of the pandemic over the last 2-3 years, with an average growth rate of 10 to 15% month on month, and an MRR of $120,000 and an ARR of 1.5 million. And we expect to be able to grow to around $20 billion in the next 2 years. Among our clients are some of Brazil's largest and most important health insurance providers, the state oil company, the biggest banks, as well as a number of multinational companies operating in Brazil. Let's give you a quick idea of how our programs work. Our standard program is divided into 3 modules. In the first module, we allow customers and patients to provide self-care to themselves through the help of workshops, presentations, articles, guided exercises, where on average we have about 80% of all employees of our customers engaged in order to create awareness and stimulate behavioral change. In our second module, about 40% of all employees complete standardized tests and risk assessments in order to diagnose patients and categorize them into different risk groups. According to this diagnosis, then, they are eligible to participate in specific and personalized clinical protocols with a focus on stress, burnout, depression, anxiety, maternity, family, trauma, loss, eating disorders, and many more. So what is the efficacy of our rates? Looking at a broad population over the last couple of years over different types of clients, we are able to reduce the severe and very severe symptoms of depression from about 24 to 4%, anxiety 19 down to 6%, stress 37 to 9%. That is a general improvement of 77% of self-reported mental health and a reduction of 65% of symptoms of severe depression and anxiety. And this generates a return on investment for each one of our customers. Looking at the competitive environment, there are other players in the mental health space in Latin America. However, they all operate under a different model. They are open marketplaces with a focus on B2C, with the ability to only attend low acuity cases where any professional can sign up and attend without a methodology, and often sold as a benefit where the employee has to co-pay. We follow a different model where we are focused 100% on B2B and on the government sector, with the ability to attend low to high acuity cases with selected, trained, and dedicated clinical staff, and with our own methodology focused on return on investment for clients and efficacy. This way, we follow the business model of unicorns in the US, like Lyra, Ginger, Omada, Quartet, and many others. Finally, what are the competitive barriers to entry for other players? In the short term, we have invested heavily in our best-in-class platform. We're currently focusing on growing our medium-term moat. Once we have all of the leading health insurance providers in Brazil under our belt, we will then expand and develop our own proprietary intellectual protocol, a monopoly on patient data, and then expand internationally to other Latin American countries. Thank you very much for your attention. Happy to answer your questions.
Thank you. Great presentation. Any questions? Feel free. Raise your hand or unmute the mic. Sure, go ahead.
I waited a bit long because I was asking a minute ago, so didn't want to ask again, but
go ahead.
Wanted to give to other judges opportunity to ask as well. As far as I'm concerned, can you talk a bit more about your licensing and your patents? How far you did go with that?
Sure, absolutely. There is no secret in terms of methodology on mental health treatments. There are a number of schools of thought, anywhere from psychoanalysis to cognitive behavioral therapy, there is not a lot of patentable material when it comes to methodology. It is much more a question of putting together a clinical protocol that is based on evidence and that provides efficacy and return on investment. And other players are simply not focusing on that. And the more data we gather, the better we're able to determine which specific protocol is best applicable to which type of client. So with that database, data lake that we are creating, we're able to determine that, for example, a woman in the age range of 30 to 39, based in a specific region of Brazil or Latin America, with medium symptoms of depression and severe symptoms of anxiety, with a specific response to one of our online screening tools, has a better response of 18 sessions to cognitive behavioral therapy and 4 sessions of psychiatry. And that is the kind of intellectual property we're building. In addition to that, we are currently evaluating the acquisition of a smaller startup that is developing a patent-based tool for neuroscience stimulation, which allows both non-diagnosed patients for preventative treatments, as well as diagnosed patients reimbursable by the health insurance provider to provide treatment to more severe cases. And that is indeed patentable.
Thank you very much. You thoroughly answered my question even more than I asked, and numbers are speaking for itself. So wouldn't like to comment that because it's really impressive, and I wish you all the best. And hopefully we're going to see you in the next round.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, Andy. Everyone. Well, for today, we are done. There were all the startups today. Unfortunately, we couldn't have one of the startups, Monabit SaaS, couldn't join us today. Although in the meantime, let's finalize the votings for the investors, the judges, before we close it. And in a few minutes, I'll announce the winners from today, the first, second, and first place. But while we're doing that, I would love to open the mic a little bit to the judges, to the investors, your thoughts on the startups from today and the industries that we're tackling, and Brazil and Colombia, the region. What are your thoughts quickly? I would love to hear your input from today, no? While we get the results. Feel free to say your feedback.
Great event. I mean, I don't know what if the other judges could concur with that, but as far as I'm concerned, yesterday we did Switzerland, and I can say that Colombia and Brazil isn't, you know, any. It's on par with it, you know, with the quality of startups, with ideas, and of course revenue generation. You know, so many from health tech. Of course, when you have such success within a startup, the numbers are speaking for itself. As far as I'm concerned, I think that today I given mostly the highest grades. You know, I was like trying to be more honest in that grading, and you know, everybody earned a high grade, but you know, you cannot grade anyone with the number 5 because there is not going to be a winner. So in order to choose wisely between all these startups, you know, it was just small nuances between each of them. So yeah, I wish that every participant from this event doesn't feel discouraged whatsoever, because this is, even if they are not progressing to the next round, they should feel comfortable that they have been tested with this platform and learning it from, not from the judges and remarks we gave them, but also from listening other pitchers. And what they have noticed is that if they haven't been successful in their presentation, next time they are certainly going to be. So I don't know what else I could add, but good luck to everybody.
Yeah, thank you.
And feel free to connect.
Definitely. I also, yeah, I can say from, because I was the host today and based in Colombia. So I have seen literally Latin America, Brazil, Colombia. We need solutions in deep tech, in water, in energy, in food. And it's good to see many, also in the medical space. So it was good to see both from Brazil and Colombia tackling these issues, right? So I think I'm bullish. Despite the planet we're living right now and all the issues, we are seeing so many interesting solutions as well. So that's also exciting, no?
Absolutely, absolutely. Can we
Okay.
hear any other judge? Maybe Peter. I see that he is here. Peter, can you give us a bit your insight, if you like?
Also the judges, please finish the voting so we can get the results.
Put me on a spot there. So no, I concur. So we go through these events regionally, and certainly every region has a. It seems to be that the startup scene is really picked up, and it is a really good quality, and you know, it comes down to the focus of the individual VCs and investors in the area that they're you know, invest in. Of course, you know, there are certain areas that become a more focus, you know, environmental, you know, geopolitical, you know, all that stuff. But it certainly is interesting to see that many of the regions have sort of the same ideas. You know, last mile delivery and all this stuff. We see quite a bit of those, for example, but none of the companies is actually planning to expand really globally. So there's certainly an opportunities for business to drive growth and revenue and be successful in the region. And if you do so, then you potentially can you know, think of expansion internationally. So for Colombia and Brazil, I think there's a lot of opportunity, and because of the proximity of the U.S. market, to certainly expand into those regions. Europe and Asia may be a little bit, you know, a little bit further down the road, but there's nothing preventing you from having a big picture. No, I think all I can say is a conclusion is a great job. Congratulations to everybody that participated today. Good luck. You're all winners. Unfortunately, there can be only one that is numbered one that is going to go to the next round, the regional. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see who it is.
Yeah, so we thank you, Pete. So we have finally the results, and as you say, everyone here are winners, because in the startup world ecosystem, the key is persistence to get you funded, to grow, to scale. Well, for today, we have 3 places. And in the third place was Carried. Then the second place was iFriend. And the winner for today is Lucky Tech. So congratulations to all of you guys. And for the winner for Lucky Tech, let's put the mic a little bit. Congrats. Go ahead.
Wow. Wow. Thank you very much, guys. What we are doing is very from a purpose. A purpose is moving what we are doing. Save children undergoing cancer treatment is something that touch everyone in this room today, and it's spread to the world. And then this is something that is very good for us to receive this prize. Let's say like this. Thank you very much, and I want to know what are the next steps and so far.
Yeah, definitely.
But I think, okay.
Yeah, definitely. No, you move. Excellent. Congrats. And yeah, you move forward to the next startup competition, which will start in fall. It will depend in the industry you are and how the competitions form per technology, but you will get notified on the details. so you move forward, no, on the path. And congrats once again, and feel free to connect with all the people here, the investors, the judges, and definitely let's connect further.
It's a Unicorn Battle Latam, so looking forward to seeing you there.
Yeah, one thing is, of course, here in Brazil, I have to improve my English to be very honest with you guys. But one thing that is important, if it's possible, to connect each one, and I can send more details or something that we're gonna help you to help us, because sometimes we need a tip or something that will make us even bigger, that is good for the environment. And I think Carrot has a question. It's raising.
Yes, sorry. Gabriel, I'm sorry. I don't know. Is it just Lucky Tech who is passing to the next step, or the three first people?
Yeah, that's a great question, actually. Let me confirm you that with the team, with Katerina. Yeah, unfortunately, now it's only Lucky Tech, just in first place.
Kate is writing, it's there can be only one, as Peter said. Only the winner goes, but it's good to be highly ranked. You know, it definitely makes you highlighted to this event.
Definitely.
So feel free to connect with every judge of the event and try to discuss about potential raising, and of course everything that we can help you through mentorship or connecting with some other connection that could be beneficial for you within your process of raising.
Definitely. And also feel free to connect, Katerina is saying, feel free to connect to other battles, no, that fits your industry, Daniel, and also to connect with all of us here. And that goes to all the startups today, not only the first two and third place, no? So yeah, great, guys. Congrats. Any other thoughts, feedback? Otherwise, we can finish for today.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. All right.
Congratulations, Lucky Tech.
And whenever you guys think about Asia and Japan, always contact me, Crazy John from Japan.
Okay, Crazy John.
Good to see you, John.
Yeah, stay safe, healthy, and crazy.
Thank you, John. Arigato.
Thank you.
Take care.
Arigato.
Good night. Obrigado.
Bye. Thank you,
Bye,
everyone.
John. Bye, Peter. Bye, Gabriel. Bye, guys.
Bye. Bye, guys. All right.
Lucky Tech. All the best.
Thank you.